Do you know all the mathematical operations that you can perform in JavaScript? And even if you know that, do you know what is the table of precedence and why is this super important for you when you are coding in JavaScript? We're going to see both things in this video, so welcome to Coding with DC and let's go for it.
How can we perform mathematical operations in JavaScript? We basically have four types of possible mathematical operations, right? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And maybe some others like the power operation, in other words, the exponentiation, and the root operation. Let's say that we have two variables. Let variable a equals to 1, and let variable b equals to 2. And we are going to create a variable result as undefined. Okay, let's save it, and nothing happens. I'm going to expand this console a little bit. Here we are. And then we can start with the addition. Let's say that we want to write result equals to variable a plus variable b. Pretty easy, right? Then we can console.log. And here we can say addition, quotes, space, the plus for concatenating or showing two strings. And here I'm going to say result, which, as you know, is a number that is going to be converted to the string automatically with implicit type conversion that we have seen in previous lectures. Here we can save it, and here we have addition is equal to 3, because 1 plus 2 equals to 3. Other way to do it would be result is equals to variable a, and then just saying result plus equals variable b. This is a type of assignment that assigns at the same time that is adding. Takes the result value, which is variable a, and adds variable b to it. So then we can say console.log addition in the second way, space plus for concatenating result, semicolon at the end, save it, and we have the same result. Addition is 3, and addition in the second way is 3. All right, we are doing great. Subtraction. Subtraction is pretty similar to addition. So we can say result is equals to variable a minus variable b, and I have to put variable a here. And we can console.log subtraction plus result. Here we are, save it, and we have minus 1, because 1 minus 2 is minus 1. We can do it in the other way too. So we can say result is equals to variable a, and we can say result minus equals to variable b. Console.log result, and here we can put subtraction in the other way. Semicolon at the end, and we have the same. Okay, so I'm going to avoid that second way in the multiplication and division because you know how it works, and I do not want to bore you. So I'm going to say for multiplications, just result equals to variable a times variable b, and then we are going to console.log multiplication plus here for concatenating result, and here we are. Multiplication is 2 because 1 times 2 is 2, and division will be the same. We can just copy this, paste it here, and instead of times we're going to put division, and instead of multiplication we're going to put division. Save it, and here we are, 0.5, because 1 divided 2 is 0.5 or 0.5. Exponentiation. Let's say, for example, 2 to the power of 3. It should be 2 times 2 times 2. Or in other words, it should be 8. And we can write it in the following way. Result equals to 2 times 3. That's how we express exponentiation or power operation in JavaScript. Then we can console.log result. And before that, we are going to put exponentiation space and a plus here. Here we are, save it, and exponentiation is 8. Okay, you are doing great. But what about root? Well, there is no root operator, but with some math, we can get over it. If we want to do like a square root, it is the same as saying base to the power of 0.5, or in other words, 1 divided 2. If we want to do like a cubic root, it is the same as base to the power of 1 divided 3. This is cubic. In other words, we use the exponentiation, and as exponent, we put 1 slash and the root that we want to perform. So we have any base, and then we have 1 slash or division, and here we put the root that we want to perform. So as a root, we can say, for example, result equals to 8 exponentiation and 1 divided 3, or 1/3. Semicolon at the end. We can console.log that result, and we know that the cubic root of 8 is 2. Okay, it's the inverse of this operation. So if we save it, we have 2 here. Here we can add a string like cubic root plus result. Okay, here we are. Let's talk about what is called the modulus operator. So the modulus operator returns the remainder of two numbers. For example, let's say that we want to say 10 modulus 3. 10 modulus 3 is equal to 1. Why? Because 10 divided 3 is 3. And it leaves a remainder of 1. The modulus operator returns the remainder after the division. I'm going to say it again. The modulus operator returns the remainder after the division, the rest after the division. In JavaScript, the modulus operator is expressed with the percentage symbol, this one. So we can say, for example, result is equals to 10 percentage or modulus 3. And we know that it should be 1, like it says here. So I'm going to comment this line. And here we are, console.log result. And we have 1. We are doing great. Okay, then we can say result is equals to 2 modulus 2. And it should be 0. Why? Because 2 divided 2 is equal to 0. And the remainder is 0. The rest is 0. So if we console.log result, then we just get 0. Another one, result is equals to 10 modulus 4. So 10 divided 4, we have 2 as a remainder, because 4 times 2 is 8, which is the nearest one to 10, and we have 2 as a remainder. So if we console.log that result again, and we save it, we have 2 as a result. Two more mathematical operators that we usually use in JavaScript are the increment operator and the decrement operator. So the increment operator is used when we want to increment something in just 1. So we want to add 1 to a value that is a number. For instance, we can have result equals to 1. And then we want to say result is equals to result plus 1. And then we can console.log that result. Okay, if we save it, we have 2 because 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay? And you know that the other way would be putting a plus here, removing this part, saving, and we have the same result. Okay, the most common way in JavaScript to increment a variable is not this one and not the previous one. Is having result equals to any number and then just saying result plus plus, 2 pluses. If we save it, as you can see, we have the same result. The double plus means that we want to increment the number by 1. The decrement operator is similar to the incremental one. Again, decrement operator, let's say that we have result equals to 1, and then we say result minus minus, and then we console.log result, save it, and we have 0, because 1 minus 1 is 0. Last thing here, let's talk about the execution order of the different operations that we can perform. What happens if we have, for example, something like result equals to 2 plus 4 times 3 plus plus incremental operator divided 2. Okay, so it is pretty weird to see something like that, but it's a good example to know about the execution order. We don't know what is going to be the result because we don't know which operation is going to be executed first. 4 is going to be multiplied by 3 and then incremented and then divided by 2 and at the end added to 2, or which is the order? Well, in JavaScript we have what is called a table of precedence order. The higher the number of precedents, the sooner it will be executed. This is the table. So for example, unary operations like increment with plus plus or decrement with minus minus are executed before others like the exponentiation operator. Exponentiation is executed before division, modulus or remainder, and multiplication. Like math, multiplication is executed before addition and subtraction. There are some operations here that we haven't seen yet, but don't worry, we are going to see them in future lectures. Like in math, we can use parentheses to change the default order. If we have something like 2 plus 2 times 2, it is not the same as having 2 plus 2 times 2, but with parentheses here. Right? Awesome. It was a huge lecture about mathematical operators.
Cool. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. Please, if you like it, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, any comment, any doubt, any suggestion that you can have, please leave it in the comments below. I will see you in the next one.